So first of all, what is stress? Stress is an inevitable part of life. It can be difficult to control, and if you don't manage it properly, it can have serious health consequences. Stress is a silent killer. Just don't stress, bro. But it's not always as simple as that. So why do we stress? Stress is a natural response to certain situations. Our body has a fight or flight response, which is an evolutionary mechanism. When we face potentially dangerous situations, our body releases stress hormones, which make our hearts beat faster, our muscles tense, and we become more alert. In modern life, the problems we face aren't life-threatening or as dangerous as those our ancestors would face, such as encountering a predator. Our stress response can still activate for problems that aren't as dangerous, and this is not always necessary or helpful. Stress at school or university. It's natural to feel a lot of pressure and worry about exams in school, and it can feel like the most important thing in life. But in reality, it's not. Exams matter, but if you don't do well, it's not the end of the world. Society and family place a lot of emphasis on performing well in school, and this can lead to the misconception that failure in school equals failure in life. You're not going to end up homeless because you failed your exams. There are always other routes to success. I'm not saying don't try your best for your exams, but don't let fear of failing overwhelm you. Stress at work. Your job is just one part of your life. You need to be able to set boundaries. Like when you finish work, leave any work-related thoughts behind. Your job may be important to you, but don't let it stress you out to the point that it could harm your health. Think of it this way. It's just a job. The harsh truth is that your manager probably sees you as just another worker. If something unexpected happens, like an injury, don't expect your manager to go to great lengths for you. They will just find a replacement. So taking care of yourself should always come first. Stress at home. When you are stressed, it's good to get away from the place or situation that is causing stress, but that's not always easy, especially if it's in your own home. It's important to avoid reacting emotionally because that can lead to even more stress and long-term problems. If you live in a toxic household, minimize contact with the stressors. Work on increasing your independence and accumulate the resources you need until you can eventually leave. Managing your stress. The first step in dealing with stress is understanding its source. Once you know what exactly is making you feel stressed, you have two options to choose from. The first is creating a plan to resolve the core problem behind your stress. The second is to develop coping mechanisms to alleviate the stress. There are plenty of diversion techniques that will make you feel better for a little while, but it's important to look for long-term solutions. This means addressing the underlying causes of your stress rather than just looking for ways to temporarily escape reality. Healthy ways to manage stress: meditation or yoga, prayer, exercise, spending time outdoors, having a conversation with a loved one, taking a shower, setting aside 20 minutes a day to do whatever you want, even if that's nothing. Laugh more. Stay away from people who make you feel stressed. Surround yourself with people who make you laugh. Journaling. If the stress you're feeling is due to problems that have solutions, it's best to focus on one at a time. Taking action, no matter how small, can help reduce stress and make you feel like you're in control. Do something, even if you think there's no point in it. Those small victories add up. Clarity and structure in your day can significantly reduce your stress. When you have a routine, you get a clear understanding of what task you need to complete. Set specific goals. Instead of, I will study today, say, today at 5 p.m., I'll study biology chapter 3. This minimizes the need for constant decision making, so you feel less overwhelmed. Your productivity levels will also skyrocket. Unhealthy ways to manage stress: excessive drinking, using drugs, sleeping too much, over or under eating, indulging in too much TV or social media, withdrawing from social activities, taking your stress out on others. These feel great in the moment and provide you with temporary relief, but in the long term, they don't effectively address the underlying causes of your stress. These coping mechanisms may offer short-term comfort, but they lead to long-term discomfort. To effectively manage your stress over time, it's important to not only use coping strategies, but also work on finding solutions to the problems that are causing your stress, if they are within your control. So why we shouldn't stress? What is stress doing to you? It weakens your immune system. Your productivity levels decrease. Your relationships suffer. You have less focus, so you'll make poor decisions. It can accelerate the aging process. It can lead to insomnia, which makes you more tired and more stressed. Worrying doesn't solve anything. It doesn't help, especially when you're stressing about things beyond your control. Worrying just makes you more of an anxious person. Instead of wasting time wallowing in self-pity, it's more effective to direct your energy towards productive actions that can solve the problem or improve the situation. If there's nothing you can do about it, then it's not worth worrying about in the first place. Focus on what you can control and make small wins. This will make you less anxious about the things you can't change. If something is out of your control, accept it and make a plan to do well despite the circumstances. No matter how much you stress, the result won't change. Some things you can't control, so just try your best.